Hi everyone, welcome back to Have a Beer with Eric. This is review number 9, and for today I have Orval. So this past weekend, if you don't know, it was March 24th and it was Orval Day 2018. They celebrate this beer every year, and so the history behind this beer is that this is the very first beer to be shipped into the US that uses Brettanomyces yeast, which is a wild funky yeast, and if not handled properly, it can actually it can contaminate other beers. It's a very tricky yeast to use, so breweries usually try to keep it away from their main stations. They usually have a separate facility to handle beers with Brett. Um, so this is a Belgian pale ale with Brettanomyces. It's 6.9%. It was bottled on September 22nd, 2016. So this bottle is about a year and a half old. Um, it says here that it can last up to September 22nd, 2021. So they're basically saying that you can age this up to 5 years. But I'm eager to try this now. The history behind this beer is that and pretty much the monastery and the brewery is that there was a countess that dropped her wedding ring at a fountain, and she prayed for the gods or the lords to get her ring back, and so this Orval fish swam up and up to the surface, and it had the ring in its mouth. So the countess decided to build a monastery there as a thank you, and so let's get this beer open. And if you want to see the logo up close, there you go. So this beer has a very high carbonation, and it is recommended to pour just straight down. The goal is to get the foaming in the head, like right halfway through the letters. I think I'm pretty much around there, maybe a little off. And I think I already took up most of it, but this beer is it's bottle fermented, so you usually want to get the very last bit. I had a glass for the sediment, but I don't think I really got anything. Nope. There goes that. So I accidentally poured it all, but should be fine. But so yeah, this usually has a higher carbonation, so it goes up higher. Might be because of the glass. Maybe I didn't wash it properly, but it looks like I did since there's no bubbles on the sides. But all right, let's get a little whiff. So if you've ever had a Brettanomyces beers before, you usually get some sort of funky smell into the beer. Since usually it's well, Brettanomyces are always used or they're only used for sour beers. So this one, well, they turned the pale ale into a sour, and it definitely has a lot of that funky smell. It's actually my favorite. Most of my favorite sours have Brettanomyces. I really like the farmhouse the like barn wild yeast taste that they give it. And as you can see, the head is pretty. It's pretty. It's staying there. It's not going away yet. And it's about a finger head. Yeah. I gave this beer 3.75 last time I had it. I first tried it at Orval Day last year, and we'll see. I am hoping that I like it better this year. Also, this time, since I've been taking forever with my videos, I have a timer next to my camera now. That way, my last video was like 17 minutes, and my video before was like 15. So now I'm trying to pace myself so I'm just not blabbering all about with just a bunch of beer stuff. Hmm. Definitely tastes much better than what I remember. The head is like it gets right in your face. I don't have a a, like foam mustache, but definitely really high carbonated. I really like it. I really like that the head is very sturdy. Like it's staying there. It's sticking around. Um, it smells really nice. Like the taste. It's very highly carbonated. It's very effervescent. You really get a good amount of that yeast. It's not. It's the best thing about bread beers is that, excuse me, they're not really strong like in the sour kind of way. They have like this very distinctive taste, and that's what I enjoy about the bread beers. It's like I can really drink this like so easily. I'm just like I could probably gulp this down if it wasn't an insult to like the oldest bread beer ever. But yeah, it's very easy to drink. It's 6.9%. It's a pale ale style, a sour pale ale, so it's a very light beer. Let's see the bottle. So this was actually distributed through their building in Seattle, Washington, and this is one of the few Trappist breweries in the world. I think there's about 7 or 8 breweries, Trappist breweries in the world, which means that they brew out of a monastery and they only brew to provide money for that monastery. So and they donate most of the money. I think this brewery um, donates most of the money that they get to charity. So that's pretty cool. That's basically what a Trappist brewery is, and they're not only in Europe. I believe there's outside of I can't remember where exactly there's other Trappist breweries, but yeah, basically all the money it goes towards either the monastery or to charity. So it's basically a non-profit brewery, which is really cool. And I mean, they make some awesome beers. So the oldest bread beer, at least to hit the U.S. And that's how it got so popular. And some people think it's the best beer ever. I wouldn't say it's the best beer ever, but it's definitely a very tasty one. I don't know how I give this a 3.75 before. That's actually pretty low. Right now, I think I would give it more like a 4.25 or 4.5. I'm definitely enjoying it way better than last time. Last time I had it at Tornado, I did a keep the glass, which is how I got this glass. And then Bottlecraft has some bottles as well, so I got a bottle. And I actually had another glass, but I think my parents lost my glass. So at least I still have this one. Um, it's very highly recommended for you to drink this beer out of the glass, just so that usually breweries in Belgium they want you to drink their beers out of a certain specific glass, so just to enjoy it the most. So, I mean, it's like it shouldn't be too hard to find this glass. It's very popular. Pretty sure you can just buy it online and enjoy this beer. It's definitely a pretty nice beer. Um, if you're looking for something sessionable, not too strong, I would definitely go for this beer. Um, or I mean, I don't know if it would be an introduction to sour since it's not really that sour. It's very subtle. Yeah, it's like it has a very slight bitterness, a lot of carbonation. Um, Definitely something to drink. It's a year-round beer, but I think that for a summer day it would be a very nice and refreshing beer. And so I didn't really get anything for the side, which usually has like the yeast. It's like just drops. But they recommend you to leave that for the end. It's usually like around a centimeter. But I didn't notice how much I had left in the bottle. And but they definitely do recommend you to drink it, try the difference, and I mean all that yeast is still like protein. Um, it's good for you, so it doesn't do you any harm. If you don't like it, then it's okay. Just don't drink it. But otherwise, it's definitely enjoyable. And all right, that's it for this week. I'll see you guys later. Cheers.